Hey everyone, welcome to my second week. This week I wanna turn things up a bit, and I wanna show you how to use 4 or 5 AI tools in conjunction with one another to actually speed up your learning. So I'm not gonna keep you in suspense for too long. I'm just gonna immediately switch to some of the stuff that I did, and let me show you how it works. So let's switch to my screen. Okay, so first of all, you must have heard of Cursor by now. Cursor is sort of the de facto IDE for coding up stuff. So I used Cursor to create a document scraper, which I'll demonstrate shortly. I'll also share the repo in the show notes so that you can see how it actually works. But you might be wondering, why did I need to use Cursor to write a doc scraper specifically? So let's switch to Chrome for a moment. So NotebookLM is considered also there's also a lot of buzz around using NotebookLM to speed up your training. And I what I'm really on about is I want to show you how to speed up your training, specifically if you want to learn new things in data engineering or certifications or whatever else as well, right? So if we go to NotebookLM, you can see I already did a few notebooks here, and I'm gonna try and create a new notebook from scratch, and then show you how it works. So let's try and create a new one here. So this is actually the app. So you can see the first thing NotebookLM asks you is to upload a bunch of docs and stuff, right? So normally it's a bit of a pain to upload everything. Um, So I sort of engineered it from here, because say for example I want to study for the Databricks Associate certification. I don't want to go to Databricks' website and add every single web page in Databricks to the to NotebookLM to understand how I can use it for it to act as a tutor. So instead of doing that, you can guess that I already used the doc scraper to get the content from Databricks. What I've also done is I made use of Google's Gemini. So let's switch to Google Gemini. And the deep research feature in Google Gemini is a great feature for things like preparing for exams, or just if you want to ask it to do deep research on a specific subject for you, right? So if we look at a prompt here, I asked it to research everything that we needed to do for the Databricks Associate Data Engineer exam, and yeah, this is the result of it. Um, there's there's a couple of sort of questions that I asked afterwards as well. And basically, I wanted to have a link or a list with a bunch of links in it so that I can use that as a source in my Notebook LM. So then I exported this to docs, right? So that's part of the Notebook LM functionality. Oh, sorry, the Gemini functionality. And after it's been exported to docs, it's easy to just add it in Notebook LM. So let's open a new notebook here. Create new notebook. So we can add it from Google Drive. You can see here's one that I recently worked on. That is the one that we just saw. And the cool thing about this is it actually has all the sort of meta searches and things that you need to prepare for the exam, right? So then there's a bunch of other stuff that you can also do. I like the mind map that you can create here as well. But if you ask it, for example, to explain DLT, you can see that it's still a little bit lacking, right? So it's not going to be able to provide you with all the information. And actually suggests to go to docs.databricks.com to get more information about this stuff, because this is basically all the sort of executive summary of what you need to do. That is the source here with all the URLs to prepare for the exam. So then I thought, okay, let's just create a scraper instead of, like I mentioned earlier, adding every single link to the page here, instead of doing that, let's just create a scraper. So let me show you how the scraper works. I'm going to do it in VS Code because I ended up using all my credits in Cursor, so I'll have to buy a Cursor license and start using it in Anger. But for now, I want to show you. I also used Copilot a little bit, so Copilot is also nice if you want to use that. But yeah, you can see this is the shell script for it. You can execute the doc scraper utility using um, one of these options as well. So the D is the level the levels that it's going to traverse as well, and I want the format to be output to PDF. So once again, I'll make all this code available for you to try, and you can see I added like a little progress bar as well. So it takes a few minutes to scrape, but you can see I try to make it quick as well, right? And I have to be clear about this. I used Cursor a lot for this, right? So um, yeah, I did do a little bit of vibe coding and stuff, and I think it's powerful, and I think we should try and embrace technologies in this way to be able to deliver to us what we actually need, right? So I'm gonna pause the video for a little bit, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so the scraping app is done. You can see basically it generated one massive PDF file. So you can see I also added like a bunch of menus and stuff as well. And this is basically the Databricks documentation. So let's, so what we can do now is if we go to NotebookLM and we go to our notebook, we basically just need to add our little script notebook to this app. So let's open this in Explorer, binary, rather. I'm just gonna copy this. So you can see this might take a while to add to NotebookLM. I don't think they expected PDF files of this size to be added frequently, but that's fine. Um, I think it saves you a lot of time if you compare this to adding all the URL paths manually. So just give it a second. Okay, you can see the PDF icon is starting to appear. Um, the other thing that's cool about NotebookLM is that you can generate like a conversation, sort of a podcast to listen to, and there's also the option of the study guide. And I think the mind map will be quite rich once we've added this this scrape content. So I'm gonna give it 2 more seconds before I pause the video. Okay, great. So we have our scrape content now. If we click on mind map, you'll see that a very rich mind map is gonna get created for us, and we can use that as a way in which to explore all of the database content. Right. So let's click here. You can see that basically everything that you can find on the database documentation is available here. So let's click in functions, for example, and there's other stuff that we can drill in functions. Make this a bit bigger. You can see, all of the functions that you can think of is covered in the documentation, and that is how you basically ingest a ton of sources into NotebookLM for the purposes of studying. So say we want to take it a step further. I want to generate a bunch of flashcards. Flashcards are handy for studying. So I'm expecting NotebookLM to have flashcards in future, but for now we're just gonna generate the list, and we're gonna use this and copy it. You can just copy it. Okay, so I can click on the copy button here, and then if we go to, I just googled flashcard generator with AI, and I came across this site. I guess it's called Revisely. Okay, so let's paste our little notes here and then see if this works. Yeah, looks good. Okay, let's generate it. And you can see here's Revisely, and here's a flashcard that got generated for us. So finish editing, describe the the asterisk of whatever, and you can see here's our flashcards. I think the free tier has 15 flashcards, and you can see this is a quick way to use flashcards for studying. So yeah, that's it from me from this week. Please tune in next week, and you know keep keep improving your skills, and I look forward to seeing you again.